As most of you know, the online game called Among Us has recently become very popular. If you don't know what it is, it's a game where a group of 4 to 10 players do tasks on a spaceship, but one of those players is an imposter and has to kill people. The imposter tries to kill everyone on the ship without anyone knowing it's them. The players can vote off other players one by one, guessing who the imposter is, until either everyone is killed or the imposter is found. Anyways, I'm in high school, so of course all of my friends and I have been playing it lately. One night, after taking a shower and getting ready to go to sleep, I got in my bed and opened Among Us on my phone. I chose an online game with the name Join Us or something like that. There was 6 people in the game, and I wasn't the imposter. It all seemed like a normal game until an emergency meeting was called, and I looked in the chat and saw that everyone was speaking in very cryptic sentences. I couldn't understand anything that was being said. There were normal words, but they were in orders that didn't make any logical sense. Everybody was talking a lot except for me. I thought maybe it was some sort of a glitch, and I closed out of the chat and we returned to the game. One player was voted out, but it wasn't the imposter. I played some more and then tried doing some tasks, but then I got voted out, even though I wasn't the imposter. I quit, and I was about to join another game when I got a text message notification on my phone. It was from a number that I didn't recognize. The message was a bunch of words, but in an order that didn't make any sense. Immediately, it made me think of the game that I had just been in. It was pretty creepy. I didn't know who was texting me or what was going on. I responded asking who it was that was texting me. What I got back was an image. I recognized the image. It was the last photo on my camera roll that I had taken. It was of my friend at lunch that day. Now I was officially freaked out. I didn't feel like playing Among Us anymore. I shut off my phone and tried to go to sleep. I lay there, paranoid, thinking of what could have happened. I figured it was some sort of a glitch, or maybe they were somehow hacking. Eventually, I was finally able to fall asleep. I woke up the next morning and turned on my phone to see several new texts. There were more random sentences from the same number, and then more photos. Some of the photos were different ones from my phone, but then there were some new ones. They were of me and appeared to have been taken from my phone camera the night before. I knew I hadn't taken them, and I was very freaked out. I shut off my phone again and told my mom that it was broken. We ended up going to a cell phone repair shop later that day, and I explained what happened to them. They referred me to another repair company who was able to fix my phone and told me that I had been hacked. Everything is good now, but I haven't played Among Us since. I have no idea how those hackers got into my phone through the game. I have been playing Among Us for a few weeks now. I'm 17 and I have 5 siblings, all ranging from ages 12 to 20, so we all sometimes connect on our Wi-Fi and play with just the 6 of us in our house. The other night I was in my room and my sister texted me saying they were starting a game. We would often text each other because my brother's room and my room are in the basement and the rest of the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor of our house. I responded and said that I would play, and then I joined the server. There was 6 of us in the game, but then a 7th person joined. I was a little confused because only people on our Wi-Fi network could join, but I guessed maybe one of my siblings had a friend over or something. The 7th player's username was Imposter. Very original, I know. We started playing the round, and then my brother called an emergency meeting. He asked who the guy named Imposter was and why he was on our Wi-Fi. None of us knew, so we voted him out of the game. It was a little creepy to know that there was someone else on our Wi-Fi. I didn't know how this was possible if other people could somehow get on it, but I figured maybe it was a neighbor kid or something. After all, the houses on my street were pretty close together. We finished the round and then started another one. When we did, the guy joined back in again. Once again, we voted him off, and were a little more annoyed this time, so we banned him. Shortly after this, I heard a noise from our basement storage room that was across the hall from my bedroom. I was alarmed because my brother was upstairs, and I was the only one downstairs at the time. Already a little freaked out from the game, I slowly walked towards the storage room. I went to the handle and opened it a crack. I was telling myself I was just hearing things, and we had some bikes and a lot of other junk in the room, so I figured some of them may have fallen over. But when I opened the door, I saw a skinny guy with long hair and a scruffy beard looking right back at me. I screamed and slammed the door shut and then ran upstairs as fast as I could. I yelled for my dad and slammed the door to the basement shut. I explained what happened and we called the police. We held the basement door shut with a chair in front of it and waited. The police finally arrived and the man was arrested. He seemed to have somehow snuck in our house and had been living in our storage closet for a couple of days. It really creeps me out knowing that I slept across the hall from him for a few nights. My name is Suzanne. A couple weeks ago, I was on a plane back home from a long trip. I was really bored, so I watched some movies and then downloaded a game called Among Us. It was really interesting with imposters and crewmates. Next to me was someone named Jill. We talked and became pretty good friends. She also downloaded the game and we played together on the plane. In one match, the imposter sabotaged the O2 and Jill and I fixed it. Then about 2 minutes later, the flight attendant on the plane said that there was a loss of pressure on the plane and our oxygen masks then dropped. We started to panic, but moments later we were told that everything was okay again. I said that nobody should sabotage the O2 again, but Jill said that it was just a coincidence. She ended up being the imposter in the next round, and she decided to sabotage the O2 again. Moments later, the flight attendant came back and told us all to put our masks on because we were experiencing low pressure once again. Everything ended up being alright and things were sorted out again, but I'm still very creeped out at how much of a coincidence it was. I am a 16-year-old male. After hearing the popularity and hype of Among Us, I finally downloaded it. If you don't know what it is, it's a mobile game that went viral where you have to figure out who the killer is before he kills everyone. I've been playing for around a week, so I'm decent. I was bored one night, so I joined a game. Right away I noticed something weird. All of the players were wearing witch hats. I didn't mind it. I found it weird, but let them have their fun. I saw a notification in the chat and I opened it. It said, "Join our cult or die." Again, I didn't mind it because it was a game where people had to die. I didn't know if he was being serious. More people were telling me to put the witch hat on. I really didn't want to since I like my avatar regular. I said no, I'm going to stick with what I have. Not even a minute after, a witch hat appeared on my avatar. I didn't know how this was possible, but I didn't want to keep the hat on, so I took it off. The game started, and I was hoping to be the imposter, but sadly I wasn't. I made my way down to the electrical room and did my task, but then the red avatar killed me. I was fine with it because that's the point of the game, but that wasn't the problem. All of the other witches saw him kill me. I wondered why they weren't reporting it. Then the witches started moving in a circle around my dead body, like Ring Around the Rosie. I was even more weirded out now. They eventually split off and the game ended. The next round, we were in the lobby, and one witch said in the chat, "Whoever doesn't have a hat, kill them first." Then all the other witches agreed. I still didn't put my hat on because I was kind of annoyed. The round started, and I was the imposter this time, along with a pink character. I was looking around for someone to kill when there was an emergency meeting called. Pink, who was the other imposter, was a witch and immediately said that I was the imposter. I wondered what was wrong with him. I didn't even get to kill anyone yet, and he told them. I was pretty annoyed now, and they voted me off. In ghost mode, I was following Pink, and every time he killed people, the witches were moving around the body. They did that a couple of more times until the game ended. When the next round started, I was made the host. I was now able to kick them out. Usually I wouldn't kick players, but this time was different. I was so annoyed that I kicked them all out and banned them. Banning people usually means they can't rejoin. But not this time. One of them rejoined, and I asked how they were able to do it, but they didn't respond. Instead, they responded with my address, my real home address. The server then crashed and the game ended. I had no idea what was going on. I figured somehow they were hacking the game. Then I got a notification on my phone. It was not the kind of notification like a text message, but the kind of notification that pops up on your screen when your battery is running low. The notification said, "You will see us again." I pressed cancel and I was really freaked out. I didn't know how they got my address or how they were hacking the game. I was terrified, but eventually I was able to fall asleep. Around 4 a.m, I woke up. I thought I was hearing footsteps outside my bedroom. I locked my bedroom door. I already was home alone that night because my mother was out of town for work, which happened frequently. I was so creeped out that I called the police. They came over and searched the house with me. Nobody was found though. I helped them look through the house one room at a time, because I was so certain that I had heard footsteps, but there was nobody in the house. When we got to the kitchen though, in the middle of the floor, there was a witch's hat lying on the ground. It was so creepy that we searched the house once again, but nobody was in there. I have no explanation for any of it. Every time I join a game now and see a player wearing a witch's hat, I have to leave immediately.